Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tune in English. I'm Adam, and I'm super excited to have my friend Lena here with us today.
Hi. Thanks for having me, Adam. I love talking about food, so this is perfect.
Awesome. Today, we're diving into a tasty topic, how to talk about food and eating habits in English. You'll hear us chat like real friends, casual, natural, and full of everyday phrases native speakers actually use.
Yep. And don't worry, we'll explain some fun food-related idioms later, so stick around.
Great idea. While you listen, try repeating after us. It's a simple way to boost your speaking and pronunciation.
And if you're enjoying the episode, hit like and subscribe so you never miss a lesson.
Ready? Let's dig in.
Hey, Lena, I've always been curious. What does a typical day of eating look like for you?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, I eat like a bird in the morning. Just a smoothie or some toast.
Really? I'm the opposite. I need fuel to start my day, so I go big. Eggs, avocado, maybe even leftovers from dinner.
Leftovers for breakfast? That's wild. But hey, if it works.
Totally. And lunch, I try to keep it simple. A salad, a wrap, or sometimes I just grab something quick.
Same here, though I'll admit, on busy days, I grab a bite on the go. No time to sit down.
Ugh, I hate that. Feels like you're just eating to survive, not to enjoy.
True, but life gets hectic. Still, I try not to live on fast food. My stomach thanks me later.
Smart move. I used to live on coffee and snacks during university. Big mistake.
Oh no, how'd that end?
Let's just say I crashed hard. Energy, focus, mood, all gone. Now I try to eat balanced meals.
Good for you. Balance is key. Though, honestly, I still have a sweet tooth. Like, I can't say no to chocolate.
Same, but I've learned to not go overboard. A square of dark chocolate, perfect. A whole bar, regret by bedtime.
Guilty. But you know what's interesting? How eating habits change when you travel.
Oh, absolutely. When I visited Japan, I ate like a local. Rice, fish, miso soup every morning. Felt amazing.
That sounds so healthy. I went to Mexico and ate my way through the street food. Tacos every day.
And you were fine?
Mostly. One day I got a bit adventurous with spicy salsa. Let's just say I paid for it.
Oof, been there. But that's part of the fun, right? Trying new things, even if your stomach protests?
Exactly. Food tells a story. It shows how people live, what they value. In Italy, meals are slow and shared. In New York, you're lucky if you get 5 minutes.
So true. And that affects how we talk about food too. Like, I'm starving when you're just a little hungry.
Or I could eat a horse, which, by the way, I hope no one actually does.
Ha, but these phrases make conversations lively. They're not literal, but they show feeling.
Right. And as English learners, picking up these expressions helps you sound more natural.
For sure, like saying I'm stuffed instead of I'm full. It's friendlier, more casual.
Or I'm peckish. That's British, right?
Yep, means you're slightly hungry, not starving, just ready for a snack.
I love that word, peckish. Sounds like a tiny bird pecking at crumbs, which honestly is how I eat sometimes.
Back to eating like a bird.
Guilty as charged.
But seriously, understanding these little phrases helps you connect, whether you're chatting with friends or ordering at a cafe.
And it's not just about vocabulary, it's about rhythm, tone, even body language.
Totally. Like if someone says, I'm dying for a coffee, you know they're not actually in danger.
Just really, really need caffeine.
Okay, so we've covered breakfast struggles, lunch rushes, sweet cravings, and travel eats,
And a few fun phrases along the way.
which we'll break down in just a sec. But first, what about you, listener? What's your go-to meal? Do you eat like a bird or a horse?
Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your food stories.
And remember, keep listening, keep repeating, and don't skip the phrase breakdown coming up next.
It'll help you use these expressions with confidence.
All right, let's pause here. We'll be right back with a quick walkthrough of all the food phrases we used in this section. All right, let's unpack those phrases. First up, eat like a bird.
That means you eat very little, tiny portions, like a little bird pecking at seeds.
Example, I only had an apple for lunch. I was eating like a bird.
Next, need fuel to start my day.
This isn't literal fuel. It means you need a good meal to feel energized in the morning.
Example, I can't function without breakfast. I really need fuel to start my day.
Keep it simple means choosing something easy, not fancy or complicated.
Like, I'm tired, so I'll keep it simple. Just pasta with tomato sauce.
And grab a bite on the go, that's when you eat quickly while moving, no sitting down.
Example, I grabbed a sandwich on the go between meetings.
And live on fast food means eating mostly burgers, fries, pizza every day, not healthy.
Example, during finals, I lived on fast food and felt awful.
And have a sweet tooth means you love sugary things, cake, cookies, candy.
Example, don't offer me dessert. I've got a serious sweet tooth.
And finally, eat like a local means enjoying the typical food of a place you're visiting.
Example, in Thailand, we ate like locals, spicy noodles from street stalls.
Great job! Now you're ready to use these in real conversations.
Keep practicing and don't forget to repeat them out loud.
Welcome back. So, Lena, last time we talked about daily meals, but what about those moments when you're not just hungry, you're craving something specific?
Oh, totally. Like when it's raining and I suddenly need comfort food, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, anything warm and cozy.
Same. For me, it's soup. Chicken noodle soup fixes everything. It's like a hug in a bowl.
I love that phrase, and it's so true. Comfort food isn't just about taste, it's emotional.
Exactly. It reminds you of home, childhood, safety. But here's the thing. Comfort food changes depending on where you're from.
Right. In Korea, it might be kimchi jjigae. In Jamaica, maybe ackee and saltfish.
And in the US, probably grilled cheese or chocolate chip cookies.
Though, honestly, I've developed a taste for all kinds of comfort foods since moving here.
That's cool. Developed a taste for it means you didn't like it at first, but now you do?
Exactly. Like bitter coffee or blue cheese. Took time, but now I can't get enough of it.
I'm still working on blue cheese, but I get it. Our tastes evolve.
They really do. And sometimes cravings hit out of nowhere. Like 2 a.m., suddenly I have a sudden craving for pickles and peanut butter.
Wait, pickles and peanut butter?
Don't knock it till you try it. Weird combos happen. But seriously, cravings can be weirdly specific.
True. And sometimes they're not even about hunger. Stress, boredom, even smell can trigger a craving.
Oh, 100%. Walk past a bakery and boom, you're dreaming of croissants.
That's why I avoid bakeries before lunch. But here's another thing. Some people eat with their eyes.
Meaning?
They choose food based on how it looks. Colorful, Instagrammable, beautifully plated.
Guilty. If it looks good, I assume it tastes good. Not always true, though.
Right? Once I ordered a fancy salad that looked amazing, but tasted like grass.
But presentation matters, especially in places like Japan or France. Food is art.
Totally. And that affects how we talk about it, too. Like, this dish is to die for.
Which doesn't mean you'll actually die, just that it's incredibly delicious.
Exactly. Or it hits the spot. When food satisfies a craving perfectly.
Like hot chocolate on a cold day. It hits the spot.
Yes! Now, I know we both love trying new foods, but not everyone does. Some people stick to what they know.
For sure. My uncle only eats chicken, rice, and bananas. That's it.
Wow! Safe choice, but kind of boring.
He says, why fix what isn't broken? But I think food is about adventure.
Same. Though I'll admit, I draw the line at eating insects.
Really? They're high in protein.
I know. But my brain says nope. Everyone has their limit.
Fair enough. But even small steps help, like swapping soda for sparkling water or trying one new vegetable a week.
That's a great mindset. It's not about perfection. It's about balance and curiosity.
And joy. Food should bring joy, not stress.
Absolutely. Even if you burn dinner or order takeout 3 nights in a row, it's okay.
Life's too short to stress over every bite.
Well said. So, whether you're craving dumplings, dreaming of dessert, or just need a hug in a bowl,
There's an English phrase for that.
and we'll explain them all in just a moment. But first, what's your ultimate comfort food?
Tell us below. Maybe we'll feature it in a future episode.
Don't forget to repeat these phrases out loud. They'll stick better that way.
And stay tuned for our quick phrase breakdown. Let's dive into today's phrases. First, need comfort food.
That means you want food that makes you feel safe, happy, or relaxed. Usually soft, warm, or familiar.
Example, after a tough day, I really need comfort food. Maybe some lasagna.
Next, hug in a bowl.
It's a playful way to describe food that feels loving and soothing, like soup or stew.
This tomato soup is such a hug in a bowl.
Developed a taste for means you learn to like something over time.
Example, I hated olives as a kid, but I've developed a taste for them.
Can't get enough of it means you love it so much you want it again and again.
Example, I tried matcha latte once, and now I can't get enough of it.
Have a sudden craving for it means a strong, unexpected desire for a specific food.
Example, at midnight, I had a sudden craving for watermelon.
Eat with their eyes describes people who choose food based on how it looks.
Example, she always orders the prettiest dish. She really eats with her eyes.
And finally, stick to what they know means only eating familiar foods, avoiding new ones.
Example, he travels a lot but sticks to what he knows, always orders pasta.
Try using one of these today in a sentence.
And keep listening. We've got more tasty phrases coming up in part 3. Hey again. So far, we've talked about daily meals and comfort food, but what about how we think about eating?
Oh, that's a big one. Like, are we eating because we're hungry or just because it's 7 p.m.?
Exactly. That's where mindful eating comes in. Paying attention to your body, not just the clock.
I've been trying that lately. Slowing down, chewing more, really tasting my food.
Same. It's wild how much we eat on autopilot. Scrolling on our phones, watching TV, barely noticing what we're eating.
Totally. And then we're full but still feel unsatisfied.
Because we weren't really there. Mindful eating helps you listen to your body.
Like, am I actually hungry or just bored?
Big difference.
Huge. And it's not about dieting. It's about respect for your body, your food, your time.
Yes, though I'll admit, I still clean my plate out of habit. My grandma always said, waste not, want not.
Mine too. But sometimes that means overeating. Now I try to stop when I'm full, even if there's food left.
That took me years to learn. I used to feel guilty leaving food.
Same, but it's okay. Food isn't going anywhere, and your stomach will thank you.
True. Another thing, I've stopped labeling foods as good or bad.
Oh, I love that. Because calling a cookie bad makes you feel guilty, and that's not helpful.
Right. Food is just food. It gives energy, joy, nutrients, no moral value.
Exactly. It's about balance, not punishment. Like, I had cake at the party, and that's fine.
And tomorrow, maybe I'll go for a walk or choose a lighter lunch. Not to make up for it, just because I feel like it.
Healthy mindset. Now, I know some people watch what they eat closely, tracking calories, macros, etc.
And that works for some. But for others, it adds stress.
Totally. The key is finding what feels sustainable and kind to you.
Yes. For me, it's simple. Eat real food, enjoy it, move my body, sleep well.
Real food meaning,
Whole ingredients, fruits, veggies, grains, proteins, not too much processed stuff.
got it. Though let's be real, sometimes you just need a slice of pizza at midnight.
100%. And that's okay too. Life isn't perfect, and your eating habits don't have to be either.
That's the truth. English has great phrases for this balance, like everything in moderation.
Or you can't live on salad alone.
That's true. Food is part of culture, connection, celebration.
And language. Think about it. How often do we say, let's grab coffee or dinner's on me?
It's never just about food. It's about sharing time, showing care.
So when you learn to talk about food in English, you're also learning how to connect.
Like saying, this tastes like home, or you have to try this. It's amazing.
Those little phrases build bridges.
And they're way more natural than textbook sentences.
So whether you're chatting at a cafe, cooking with friends, or ordering takeout,
You've got the words and the mindset to enjoy it fully.
just remember, be kind to yourself. Your journey with food is personal.
And your English journey is too. Mistakes? Normal. Cravings? Normal. Wanting pizza at 2 a.m.? Also normal.
Haha, noted.
So keep listening, keep tasting, keep speaking.
And don't forget, repeat these phrases out loud. They'll become yours faster than you think. Up next, our final phrase breakdown of the episode. Let's break down our final set of phrases. First, mindful eating.
That means eating slowly and paying full attention to your food. No distractions.
Example, I practice mindful eating by turning off my phone during meals.
Next, eat on autopilot means eating without thinking, like snacking while watching TV.
Example, I ate the whole bag of chips on autopilot during the movie.
Next, listen to your body means noticing hunger and fullness cues, eating when hungry, stopping when full.
Example, instead of counting calories, I try to listen to my body.
Next, clean my plate means finishing all the food on your dish, even if you're already full.
Example, I used to clean my plate as a kid even when I wasn't hungry.
Next, stop when I'm full is a healthy habit, leaving food if you've had enough.
Example, I stopped when I was full and saved the rest for lunch tomorrow.
Next, watch what they eat means being careful or conscious about food choices, often for health.
Example, she watches what she eats because of her allergies.
And finally, a slice of pizza at midnight isn't an idiom, but it's a real relatable moment.
It shows that food isn't always perfect, and that's human.
Example, sometimes you just need a slice of pizza at midnight, and that's okay.
Amazing job sticking with us today. Remember, don't just listen. Say these phrases out loud. Try them in your next conversation.
And guess what? You can download a free PDF with the full story and all the examples. Perfect for review. Just check the link below.
If you enjoyed this episode, give us a like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which phrase was your favorite.
We read every comment, and it helps us make better lessons for you.
New videos come out every week, so you'll always have fresh, real English to practice.
Keep speaking, keep tasting, and most of all, keep going. You're doing great.
We'll see you in the next video.